Hey everybody, welcome to the ZBN podcast. I'm your host, Spiegelwee. With me today, very special guest. This is a guest episode. We have Zyber, who is not a guest.
Hi.
I like how I say it's a guest episode and then I immediately lead off with someone who's not a guest. And then we also have Mr. Chris from Britain.
Hello.
Merry old Britain land. And then also Nick from Canada.
Canada. Thank you. Vermont.
Close enough.
Basically the
Close
same
enough.
thing.
Yeah. It's all the Great White North or something.
Sure.
Are you guys still having the bad weather up there?
Yep, it is snowing right now.
Is it really? It's like 85 degrees here. It's terrible.
It's 60 here.
Give me the snow. This is not good.
No, you don't want
Anyway,
this.
so we don't have Hex with us today because we're doing something that he is too elite to participate in, I guess, or something like that. So if you're just here to like hear more Smashified news, just leave now because we're not going to be doing any of that. This is actually a special, I guess, it's a very special episode. I don't even know if we're going to number it because it's so special. This is okay, so we're recording this on March 15th, 2015, right before the college basketball tournaments finish up. And then everyone knows they go into March Madness after that. Well, we're going to be doing our own version of that. This is called I don't want to say it. We're calling it Marchjora's Maskness, which is basically our terrible version of March Madness, where we are going to be nominating a number of games to compete against each other for the title of the ZBN's favorite game. So if you're not understanding what I'm saying at this point, just keep listening. It'll make sense in a minute. But what we're going to do is we're going to nominate these games. We're going to put them into a tournament, and they're going to compete against each other one by one, until the champion is crowned. I say it's March Madness, but it's really probably going to end at some point in mid-April, just because that's the way that it works. And you guys are going to help us out because you're all going to be voting. So if you're listening to this show right now, you will be able to go to our straw poll that we're going to be setting up for the next episode. And you'll be able to vote on every matchup that we're having in the first round. And it's going to be very exciting. Viewer participation is always great. We'd like to get your guys' opinion. And since we are all the ZBN, we're going to all together crown the champion of the ZBN. What is the ZBN's favorite game of all time? So that's sort of the goal of Marchjora's Maskness. And now that I've got the intro out of the way, we can start with the nomination process. So anyone have anything to add before we go ahead and go? Did I forget anything?
Sounds good to me.
So first of all, we wanted to make sure that a lot of people had the opportunity to participate in this. So it's not just me, Chris, Zyber, and Nick. It's going to be us and 8 special guest pickers that are picking games to participate in this tournament. So I'm going to go ahead and read these off right now. So these are the first 8 games that have made it into the tournament. First pick from a lot of these guys are from IGN. Some of them have their own YouTube channels. I'll plug them as we go along. First one is Bosbulls 2005, aka Kyle. He nominated Metroid Prime for the Nintendo GameCube. What is everyone's thoughts on Metroid Prime? You think this is a worthy addition to the list?
Obviously.
It's more than worthy.
Yeah.
It's the best game ever.
It's one of the best
opinion.
games ever. I agree.
So I thought it was fitting that it was our first nomination because it's my favorite game ever. If you read my top 50 games article, so I was really happy that I didn't have to go ahead and nominate it, but I'm sure someone else would have.
You'll find Metroid Prime is on nearly everyone's sort of top 10 list.
If you haven't played Metroid Prime, you should probably go out and give it a shot. It's probably one of those games that's not for everybody.
There's a particular someone who should play it though, I think. Perhaps the person who's editing the show.
Yeah, the person who's editing this and producing this podcast should absolutely play it.
I don't.
And in fact, I would be okay if he stopped whatever he was doing right now in terms of editing and just went to go play it because come on, man, you already own it. What are you waiting for? Okay, so that's the first pick. So also, as you can see here, we're going to have the games appearing on screen so you can keep track of what's been nominated as they get nominated, just so everyone can be on the same page as what's already been added to the tournament. And then you can see when we get to number 40, it's like, oh, you guys didn't include my favorite game. Well, that's where you guys come in. Sadly, we are not able to include your game selections in the tournament at this time. Maybe we'll do something like that next year, but some viewer participation I wanted to do, as well as voting, was if you leave a comment in the comments, obviously, saying what one of your nominations would be and why, you'll get a chance to win a very special prize thing, which we will announce later.
Very specific.
Yeah, well, we want to keep it vague so that people are like, oh, that doesn't interest me. So just leave a comment, like let us know what you would want to be in the tournament, like what's one of your favorite games ever, and talk a little bit about that. Also, don't forget to subscribe to us if you haven't done that already. Make sure you click the dislike button if you're upset that Hex isn't on this episode. Man, I've been talking a lot. Okay, we'll get to everyone else in a minute. So we're going to move on to the second pick. This is from Todd of Rush the Fort. Rush the Fort's another channel you should subscribe to. They're part of the ZBN as well. They do a lot of Let's Plays, and they're really awesome. Todd picks his favorite game of all time, which is The Wind Waker for Nintendo GameCube, Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. This was a popular one among us as well. This made a lot of our lists.
Yes, it did. I in particular did the HD version, but, same game, whatever.
Yeah, I was going to say, I definitely prefer the HD version. I think it's superior in every way that it could be.
Todd specifically selected the GameCube version. So, yeah, I thought that was interesting.
That's the version I picked because I haven't played the Wii U version.
So everyone be upset with Todd, I guess.
Well, we're basically just putting in the general game of Wind Waker in the tournament. So,
I mean, if you want to look at it that way, it's fine. I'm going to vote for it as it's the GameCube game, but people are going to vote however they want. So ultimately, if you want to treat it as HD, that's fine with me. So,
okay.
But anyway, Wind Waker's another great game. There's a lot of GameCube games that got nominated in the first round here. So,
well, the GameCube has a fantastic library of games.
It's only the best system ever made. So,
except the PS2.
Stop with that. So the next pick was from Josh, also of Rush the Fort. He went with Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation, which is actually the only game that was nominated that I have not played, with the exception of one a little bit later. Have you guys ever played Metal Gear Solid? I know it's super popular. Josh talked about it a couple episodes ago.
I never played the original. I only played the GameCube Twin Snakes version, and then I played the rest. So.
I've watched an LP of Metal Gear Solid, and I want to play it, but I don't have a PS3 or 1 or 2 or anything I can play it on, basically. But I want to play it. And it looks like a great game.
Well, so you generally got the impression that it was a superior game based on just the Let's Play that you watched?
Yeah, I definitely could tell it was a pretty fantastic game.
Just as an aside, do you guys think that watching Let's Plays is equivalent or close to equivalent to playing them?
No. For some games, it can be closer, but you need that feedback from using the controller to really properly.
It's as close as you can get to playing a game without playing a game, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's probably accurate. So moving on, fourth game. This is from our very own Hex2PLU. He nominated Shovel Knight for Wii U, and I think this is just to get me to plug his thing. He recently smash-fied Shovel Knight, so go check that out. It's awesome. Shovel Knight, what are you guys' thoughts on that?
I haven't played only played a little. It's really fun though.
Haven't played it at all. Haven't got it.
Oh my gosh, you guys got to play Shovel Knight. It's an awesome game.
I'll get it one day.
Things I need to play.
Classic 8-bit platforming. But it's better than that though, because it's not just taking the themes from that genre and just using them. It's using them in a way that feels fresh and interesting again, which is very cool, because indie games oftentimes they just take it we're just going to make an 8-bit game, but Shovel Knight goes the next step, and it's hard to describe. You just have to play it.
It feels a lot like a Mega Man game shoved into a original Nintendo Castlevania game, a little bit, to me.
Right.
There's other elements in there, but at the end of the day, the gameplay is really similar to Mega Man, and the map is really similar or the world is how Castlevania's world basically is. And Zelda 2, kind of.
Zelda 2, DuckTales, Mega Man, all games that I hear compared to Shovel Knight. So that's a pretty good list, guys. So if you haven't checked out Shovel Knight, definitely do that. Fifth, this is an interesting one. This is kind of one of the dark horses, I think, that was nominated by somebody. This is from Cake Man. He nominates Shadow of the Colossus for PlayStation 2. Cake wrote some stuff for the ZB.net back when it wasn't on hiatus. He wrote an article about Assassin's Creed, some other stuff, but Shadow of the Colossus is one of the ones I haven't played.
I haven't played it either.
I bought that game years ago, and I played it for 10 minutes on PS2, and it looked terrible on my HD TV, and then I sold the game 3 months later.
Did you try the PS3 version?
No,
So
I plan to eventually.
A ringing endorsement from Nick.
It was. The funny thing is, I think I would have really liked it, but I just couldn't bear to look at it because it wasn't meant for the TV it was on. But the HD version actually looks really good.
I definitely suggest the HD one just because it has both of the games that are really good on it.
Eco and Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, I much prefer Eco, but that's the minority.
I thought it was Ico.
I did too. That's funny.
I'm pretty sure it's Eco.
It is.
Ico.
I thought it was Ico first too.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys.
Well, because it's not how Eco is spelled in Jack and Daxter, so we all might have been thrown off by that, I think. Anyway, so moving on. Number 6. Okay, this was a given. We had Dr. Evil Genius Dag nominate game. He's like, oh, Beyond Good and Evil. Like, okay. So he's talking about the GameCube version specifically because that's the one that he played, but I think you can probably take it from all versions. They're all pretty similar.
I have not played this game.
What is it about?
It's about some girl who takes pictures of stuff.
The one of those horror games?
Oh, that's something else. That's Fatal Frame.
If we said horror, my bad.
Horror game? You know, I have a funny story about that. When I first bought Beyond Good and Evil, and I brought it over to my grandma's house because I was going to play a bunch of games that weekend. Incidentally, I never actually got to Beyond Good and Evil, but she was like looking through them, and she's like, "What kind of game is this?" Because she thought that Jade was like topless on the front cover because of the way that the top like blends in with her skin tone. It was pretty funny.
Wow.
That's another game that I really enjoyed, but inexplicably sold for some reason. I couldn't tell you why now.
I have played the demo of Beyond Good and Evil on the 360, like Beyond Good and Evil HD, and it was pretty fun. And I bought it for like £2. It was on sale. I'll play it one day.
Yeah, we got a lot of games to get to. Someday we'll do the podcast episode, and we'll do the backlog episode of a podcast, and we'll talk about games.
The most alluded to episode ever.
Yeah, if you're still looking out for that backlog episode, keep waiting. We'll figure it out someday. 7th pick, incidentally, regarding the podcast. Why do I keep saying the podcast episode? The backlog episode.
Backlog.
One of the guests we want to have on is Piddle, and he got a nomination, and he wants to include Skies of Arcadia Legends for Nintendo GameCube. This is like a super dark horse. I feel bad because I feel like I don't know if it really has a chance.
I've heard good things about this game.
This game, to be honest, I don't like it.
You don't even like it?
Something about it's not really. It didn't seem like it was a bad game as I was playing it, but nothing about it compelled me to keep playing it.
I've heard great things about it though. You know, like your typical top 10, 20 RPGs or something. You know, but I have not played it.
Time a little bit. I honestly don't think it's aged extremely well, but. It was very well received, and they remade it. I'm pretty sure that they released that version for GameCube.
I'm really big on RPGs, but like I try and play like the big popular ones. Maybe I'll get to this one day. It's kind of rare. I don't know.
I was super surprised that he didn't just go ahead and nominate Chrono Trigger, because Maybe he assumed it would be nominated by somebody else.
I think it's a more obvious pick, and he wanted to do something that was more personal to him, because I know he really likes that game.
Well, Piddle's so he's got it represented. I mean, I don't know if it's going to make it past the first round, but at least it participated. So, so finally we have our last pick, which this one actually comes from a viewer. I reached out to him and I asked if he'd be interested in participating because he's one of our most loyal viewers from the beginning, before we even got popular. Chazzy F. I've referenced him a number of times on the show because he's a really good fan.
We love you.
You guys should all try to be like him and Samuel Lemon, or whatever his name is.
Let's shout out as many commenters as we can possible. Chazzy F. Samuel Lemon.
Chris, you follow the comments much more religiously than I do, so maybe you can.
Okay, those are the only two I can think of right
now. Yeah. Anyway, so Chazzy nominated Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door for GameCube. I thought this was a really interesting selection because I was considering it, and then I remembered that the original Paper Mario is better. But this is still a really good RPG.
This is yet another game I haven't played.
I still think Paper Mario is better than Thousand Year Door.
Oh man, I think I'm on the opposite side of that fence. I love Thousand Year Door. I've replayed that game so many times. a lot of the reasons I like it more is because of the slight additions they made to the battle, specifically the stage. I just really, really like this, how the
stage is really cool. That was a really cool mechanic.
But I do love the original a lot too. I think I would pick Thousand Year Door just because of how it felt very refined for a Mario styled RPG. And I'm also really sad they haven't done anything like it since.
I'm definitely excited to play it because I ended up buying it and it's in my backlog now.
Oh man, you got to get that.
Yeah, I came across Thousand Year Door out of luck actually. Some neighbors were selling games and it was there, and it's quite rare online. And I was like, oh sweet, Thousand Year Door, I can play that one day.
It's also one of the games that I can really remember first introducing all the Luigi hatred that eventually turned into love, but like his whole role in that game is just how he screws up other people's lives. The story of it.
Yeah. I would say the first one that did that was Superstar Saga for Game Boy Advance. Like they kind of started making fun of Luigi in that, but it's in the same vein for sure. And it's it really brought the humor to the next level. I think like it was a continuation of what Superstar Saga started, and it was a really satisfying experience. And I would put this game up against any of the best RPGs out there, even though a lot of people say it's too simple or whatever. I just say it's a really fun experience, and it should probably be played by everybody. And I still think Paper Mario is even better than that, which I think is saying something. So, any final thoughts on any of the first 8 picks?
Mostly games I haven't played yet.
Okay. And that's fair, because now we're going to move on to games that we have played. Everyone's going to go. We're going to go in like a snaking order. So like I'll go first, then Chris, then Nick, then Zyber, then Nick, then Chris, then me, and then back around. And we're each going to nominate a total of 8 games apiece for the list. And we're going to go fairly quickly. We're going to go fairly quickly because we've already taken up a bit of time with the first 8. And we're going to talk about the games a little bit. And then we're going to do something fun at the end of the round. Because if you noticed, 4 times 8 plus another 8 is not 32. And we're trying to eliminate the games down to 32. So we're going to end up with 32 at the end. But first, let's go ahead and do this. So I'm going to go first. And I am going to nominate as my first pick Super Smash Brothers for Wii U. I think that's the first game I'm going to go with here.
Solid choice.
So, so what do you guys... obviously, we all have very fresh thoughts on Super Smash Brothers for Wii U. It's not my favorite game. I'm just nominating it first because I want to see if other people would get around to nominating my favorite games a little bit later.
I would probably say Smash for Wii U is my favorite fighting game, or my favorite Smash game, so it's definitely like top 10 games for me. Fantastic game. Definitely deserves to be in this tournament.
I feel weird about having a favorite game that came out so recently. I always like to have time for them to set in, but
this game's not old yet. You're not allowed to like it.
We should just
we've already all played like hundreds of hours of this, right?
Yeah, I've played so much of it. I think it is pretty much up there already.
We should just put all 6 Smash Bros. Games on this tournament.
I mean, it's finally started to be like, for me, like, okay, now that I've kind of learned every character a little bit, I can sort of start fine-tuning every character. So now I can play as all of them a little bit, and then I can figure out what is really good. And it's just so deep, and there's so much to do. Like, I probably still haven't realistically seen everything. Like, Nick and I talk about this all the time, getting customs and CDs and master orders. And it's like...
I just keep playing online 1v1 because it's just so much fun.
I know, you haven't even done anything in the game, Chris.
Not really, no.
Yeah. Have you even unlocked all the characters?
Of course I've done that.
Okay, well...
Oh, great game, though.
Okay, so someone else... let's see, who's next?
I'm next.
Chris, you're actually next.
I shall nominate Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead Redemption for Xbox 360?
That's the version I played.
Okay, I was just making sure that's the one you wanted.
Well, what can I say? It's a great game. I'm kind of a sucker for cowboy theme, the Western theme.
Like Brokeback Mountain.
Sure. I just love Red Dead Redemption.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Because I like pretending to be a cowboy, and it's very immersive. I like walking around, going to saloons and beating people up.
Super immersive game. Like I've played a lot of games, and there's only a couple that I feel like have been as immersive as Red Dead Redemption.
It's just one of them games where it's fun doing barely anything, like just walking around even. I can't even describe how much I love this game. I need to replay it. But that's my first pick.
Anyone else have any thoughts on Red Dead?
I haven't played it.
Oh man, put it on your list, guys. Put Red Dead on your list. If you
I have the Wii version.
It's so much. What?
Oh, you mean know that was a thing?
Do you mean Carnival
There's not a
games?
Wii version of Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, right. Sorry, I'm thinking of Red Steel or maybe.
Yeah, you're thinking of Red Steel.
Oh yeah, you're thinking of Red. Oh, that no. Red Dead Redemption is not Red Steel. That's
it has
that's
red
pretty
in the
funny.
name.
Though.
Close enough.
That's pretty funny. Okay, so who's next? Nick, go ahead.
Oh boy. Well, I think I would have to pick Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
Ooh, interesting choice.
A game I have yet to play.
This game for me was the exactly what modern Donkey Kong Country should have been. Like I thought Returns was fun, but Tropical Freeze to me felt like the perfect representation of the series. A lot of that was because of the music, because they had the original composer come back.
David Wise in the house.
Yeah, and just it looks really good. I think that the graphics in that game are incredible, and I mean that was always a big point for the series. And I don't know. I know Chris hasn't played it. I don't know if I know you have.
I put Returns on my list, and I sort of get the impression that Triple Freeze is much better.
Pretty much, I guess it could be that you don't like it, but if you like Returns, usually I would think you'd love Tropical Freeze.
I'll get it one day, I promise, like every other game.
I know.
Yeah, I love all those games. Zyber, Tropical Freeze, anything?
Haven't played it.
Oh my gosh, you haven't played anything. Okay, let's go to a game that you have played. It's your turn to nominate.
All right. I will pick Mother 3 for the Game
Oh my
Boy
gosh.
Advance.
Oh my gosh, nobody's played this.
Yeah, I've heard plenty about it. Definitely haven't played it.
Yeah, same.
Think of it this
I know
way,
that it
if you
originated as an
play-
N64 game and went into development hell, and eventually
Yeah.
came out as that.
Well, if anyone's played Earthbound, they should totally vote for Mother 3 because it's pretty much similar, except I like it better.
The Mother 3 campaign begins now. Hey, maybe if it wins this tournament, Nintendo will finally make it for the US.
You know, in a universe where they release Mother 3, I will buy it.
Yeah, I would too, because Earthbound's awesome. And I'd be willing to. I'm just not really willing to like track it down and, learn Japanese just to play it.
Maybe one day.
Yeah. Zyber, you get another turn. You get another nomination right now.
Oh, okay. I will pick Shrek 2 for the PS2.
Not
What?
sure if
I don't
serious.
even know what that would be.
I am
I would have to look
serious.
that
I
up.
absolutely love that game. I would play all the time with my sister. I never
I don't know.
Oh, hang on.
I
don't know how
never
to-
owned it, but we rented it all the time.
I've played this game when I was younger around a friend's house. It's like a basic platformer beat 'em up, and you play as the Puss in Boots and any character and beat people up and go through levels. It was actually an okay game
I love that you know this.
because
Never
childhood.
heard of it.
It's one of the really better movie adapted games.
I remember having fun with
whatever.
it, yeah, but that could just be the kid me talking.
Well, I didn't mention this, but I did say when we were originally doing this project that I wanted to make a diverse list. We've now done it.
Oh yeah.
I didn't look at your list prior to doing this, Cyber, but now I really want to go back and see what you have.
Oh, my list is full of diverse games.
His
Oh, yeah.
list is crazy compared to our list. It's amazing.
Well, we'll see.
Shrek 2 is love.
It's filled with
Shrek
games I
2
want
is
to play and
life.
haven't played.
Well, I want to play Shrek 2 now just because, I don't know. It just seems like something I have to do.
I'm hoping Dan
like a
will
ri-
love me now for this.
It's like a rite of passage. Okay, so Shrek 2 for PS2. Nick, you got another one.
So it's Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2, or I don't actually know if that's the full title, but it's Rogue Leader on GameCube. It's one of the launch titles.
Rogue Leader on GameCube?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
I just remember this game is a mix of. I just played it again recently, and I still think that it looks incredible for a game that came out in 2001 on GameCube. I don't know. Have you guys played Rogue Leader or Rogue Squadron, the one on N64?
I personally have not.
Me neither. It looks great.
Cyber.
No Zyber? No?
Okay, then.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I would have
so
thought at least
anyway.
one of you.
I
would
have not
played
even
it.
seen a Star Wars movie, so
That is sad.
Okay, everyone go click the dislike button. Okay, yeah. Who's next? Chris, you got another one.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna get out of the way. Star Fox 64, my favorite game of all time.
Of course.
I don't think anyone.
64 3D.
Well,
Hey, Chris, what system is Star Fox 64 for?
the
Sega Master
Commodore
System.
64, of course.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Star Fox 64 is my favorite game full time because I grew up with it. It's fun. I like the characters. Go play it.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
That's all we can say.
That's my endorsement. It's really good. Okay, I will go again, and I'll just hammer out 2 in a row. I'm gonna nominate Fallout 3 for Xbox 360 and Mario Party for Nintendo 64.
Is that the first Mario Party?
The first
yes.
Mario Party.
Mario
Mario
Party,
Party.
the first
The
game
one that-
to truly
the
destroy
Mario-
controllers.
The game that just reduced your freaking controller to dust.
It's a game that Nintendo produced special gloves for.
Gloves.
The game that
Yes,
that-
you could
you
buy them
didn't
from
know this?
Nintendo. These gloves it was ridiculous.
Wow, I never heard of
Power
that.
Glove.
Oh my gosh, they were like special. You know, like the Wii remote condoms. It was kind of like that, where people would they would be playing the game and they'd just be like pressing down so hard with the like palm of their hand that the control stick would just be ruined. And so many
I
of my
have
controllers
memories of
just
hurting my
completely
hand,
destroyed.
but not memories of the glove.
People
Yeah.
were chafing their hands, so they had to get them protection.
Instead of just not playing the.
well, no,
those
we
mini
can't do
games.
that.
So how comes the first game, Spiegel?
So I picked the first game just because for me, like it's the most nostalgic. I know Mario Party 2 and 3 are probably better games.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 3 is like more skill based, you know.
I feel like 1 is actually really skill based, and maybe that's just me. But three is probably the most skill based, but 1 is is pretty skill based. I don't feel like I ever get cheated because I always win. So I feel like if I'm always winning, it's more skill based because I'm better than all my friends.
I agree with. It was easier to control winning in the very first game because
Yeah.
if I wanted to win, I could. And it felt.
And
that way.
I liked the fact that you could like collect coins and then you could buy mini games and then you could play them. Or like if you didn't have a lot of coins and you couldn't afford to buy it, you could like rent a mini game and you could just play it 3 or 5 times with your friends. And like I don't know, it was very charming. It was at the time it was a pretty unique concept. Like
Yeah.
like video game board games hadn't really been done, and like ever since then they've sort of taken off because of the success of Mario Party.
I remember my favorite minigame from the first Mario Party was the mushroom ones where Toad would raise up a flag.
Oh yeah, that game was great.
That was my favorite one. I remember loving
Yeah.
that.
And then, as for my other game, Fallout 3, we were talking earlier about like super immersive environments. Fallout 3 is one of those games. I got so addicted to the aesthetic and the style of that game that it's one of the games that I now have to replay a lot, probably every year. Like I have a short list of games that I generally replay every year for whatever reason. That's one of them because it's so immersive and it's addictive that you can't put it down just because you want to see what's coming up next. You want to see like what the next area holds.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of characters. It's an awesome game.
I played years ago now, but like I remember playing the game and I got to a certain point, and because I was young and dumb, I guess I just stopped. I was like, oh, I don't know what to do next. I'm gonna quit playing. But I remember really enjoying it though, like immersive as you said. It's still in my collection. I should go back to it one day, but too many games.
Yeah.
Great game though, definitely.
Great game. Okay, Chris, your turn again.
Oh, okay. I shall vote for.
You guys also you all seem so surprised when it's your turn again. It's like, are you even paying attention?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to vote Okami for the PS. Well, I played the Wii version, but it was on PS2 originally. But yeah,
So you're voting specifically for the Wii version.
I guess I am. I think the PS2 version. Well, the PS3 version is better, I suppose, because it's HD. But I played the Wii version. Okami. It's like everyone says it's like a Zelda game, and that's true. It's adventure. You go to like dungeons and do things.
I think I remember TP12 from IGN. Like I think he's quoted as saying that it's the best Zelda game ever.
Like the best
Is it
Zelda.
something
That's
like
not
that?
a Zelda.
No, I think he said it's the best Zelda ever. I might be quoting him wrong.
Well, Okami's a really great game. A likable cast of characters, fun gameplay mechanics, and a nice story as well, which is pretty captivating. So go play it if you haven't got it. That's all I have to say, really.
I was waiting for someone else. Okay, Nick.
Has no one else played Okami?
It's difficult. It's difficult because I don't know like when someone's going to want to chime in. So
I haven't played Okami. I haven't played it. I've seen it played a few times. It was fun, but I've never done it.
I would very much recommend it.
Yeah, I know, but I got my own backlog.
Yeah, it's the same issue every time.
I think it's on my list of things to find and buy.
Well, buy it one day.
My next game, Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, specifically the DX, the Game Boy Color version.
Link's Awakening DX for Game Boy Color.
Yes,
it's a very fun
game. That was my first Zelda game that it wasn't the first one I played, but it was the first one I owned. And I really, really liked everything about that game. I remember the thing I got most excited about was finding out, because I hadn't played the original at all, was... Wait, hold on, never mind.
Are you going to talk about the color dungeon? Or?
The color dungeon was the thing that I was talking about. The only thing about it that I missed is that there's no teleporting glitch. The original game, you could skip to the other side of the screen by pressing start and select when you moved over tiles. So you could all glitch the game out in really cool ways. That's the only thing that's not in it.
Yeah, I played Link's Awakening somewhat recently on the 3DS Virtual Console. It was a very fun game. The only thing I would really hate about it was constantly having to pause to switch items and stuff like that, which they sort of solve in later games and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, well, the button limits.
Yeah, true, but it's still annoying. But yeah, great game.
Okay, Zyber, you got 2 picks.
All right, so my first pick is Crash Bandicoot Warped, which is the third game on the PlayStation 1.
I think I remember that one. I think that one was probably one of my favorites. I think 2 was the best.
Either 2 or 3.
I think Crash 3 is the best. Like every other series, usually the second one's the best for me, but Crash 3 is my favorite.
I haven't played the Crash game since I was young, but I think I remember 3 being the best.
Yeah.
I think it just had more content and more fun ideas. I'm not really sure. Just making stuff up, but it's a great game.
They pretty much finally, they refined the gameplay from the first 2 games excellently. From the third game, they added a lot more. They added Crash's sister as a playable character, and that was great. And it's just one of those old one of the first 3D platformers, and I think it did a nice job being different from other ways that 3D platformers went, like Mario 64.
Did it have an ice level and a fire level and a sand level?
Actually, Warped was based on different time periods.
Yeah. Oh, good. I don't really remember anything
future.
about it.
Yeah. Medieval.
Yeah, it was
Chinese,
pretty original, actually.
Japanese, Asian.
Apocalypse. So they did have a fire level.
There was a prehistoric one.
I hope somebody laughed at that joke. I mean, it wasn't really worth it, but.
Okay, next.
All right, and what was your other one?
I have to make another one.
Yeah. See?
I think the next one I will have to pick Eco for the PS2. Eco. Because I like it better than Shadow of the Colossus.
I have no idea what this game's about.
It's very Zelda-like, where you have to go around this huge castle trying to protect this girl from evil creatures, and you're trying to figure out how to escape.
Oh. Well, if you say it's like a bit like Zelda, then that sounds good in my book already. I literally know nothing about the game.
It's very natural puzzles, where the puzzle is figuring out how to cross to the next room with the girl, because the girl is definitely not nearly as athletic as you are.
Do you have to carry her on your head?
No, you hold her hand and drag her around, and then you can call for her to come to you too.
Huh. So yeah, it's kind of like Wind Waker.
And by the end, it can get really emotional. So, the game, you can beat it within 2 hours if you know what to do, but it's very replayable and is just really great.
I want to get a PS3 one day, so I'm definitely looking forward to buying the Shadow of Colossus and Eco collection.
Yeah, that's definitely on my list. Yeah, so Nick, your turn again.
Okay. Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. Super Nintendo version, because Game Boy version.
Good one.
Game Boy Advance version is mostly worthless.
Hey, I love the Game Boy Advance version.
I liked it because it was portable.
You also love Shrek 2.
And it's the only one you can get on Wii U, but if I could get the original, I would love to have it. It's just fantastic. I also like the story behind how the game was made. That they went to Miyamoto and basically were like, "Hey, make a game like Donkey Kong Country," and he's like, "No, I don't want to do that," and made Yoshi's Island instead. In terms of graphical style.
Have you played Yoshi's Story?
Oh yeah.
I haven't played Yoshi's Island. I've played Yoshi's Story. I've played Yoshi's Island DS. And
so basically, you've played all the inferior games.
I
Yoshi's
guess, yeah.
Story is fun, but it is very different.
I have a lot of childhood memories of Yoshi's Story. I loved that game when I was younger.
It was really disappointing to go from Yoshi's Island to Yoshi's Story because I wanted something. It didn't need to be the same, but a little more similar than it was.
So are you excited for a Woolly World?
Yes, definitely.
That looks a lot better than the newer Yoshi's Island games.
Yeah, the
Yoshi's New Island.
Kind of.
I liked Yoshi's Island DS, but I haven't played the original, so maybe that's why I liked it.
But if you played the original, it was basically like a hollow representation. Like it didn't. The only thing it did differently was different babies, which is neat. But
they had like different powers, right? Like
yeah,
basically,
but they weren't really powers that added much to the game. It was more like you have to switch characters to do things that you should probably be able to do with just one character.
Oh yeah.
I remember the 3DS commercials being like, "Oh my gosh, Yoshi can turn into a helicopter. He could already do that."
Yeah, I know.
There's lots of characters that can turn into helicopters. Just playing the awful Transformers games. Those are the real mature whatever.
My next game will be Transformers.
It's not your turn. It's Chris's
my
turn. And if you nominate Transformers: Rise of the Dark Spark, we're gonna have some problems.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I'm just trying to look here.
This podcast has come to a grinding halt. Like we're barely halfway through. We need to hurry up. Let's keep it moving.
Okay, I'm going to choose. What was it? Oh, No More Heroes for the Wii. Am I the only one who's played this one?
Yeah.
I have it. I just need to play it.
You're not the only one who wants to play it. I have it.
I have both of them.
Like so many other games.
Well, I first came into contact with No More Heroes, when was it, like 2007 or something. It was like on the TV show, and I was like, hey, that game looks fun. And I bought it in the shop, and it's friggin' fun.
You made a Moment Monday of it.
I'd have, actually. If you go onto the ZBN.net, you can check that out, maybe, Yes. No More Heroes is a very stylish game. You play as Travis Touchdown, who is one of my favourite characters. He's a bit of...
You don't even know what a touchdown is. You're British. A touchdown is like when a male pigeon lands in your front yard.
That's right. That is the exact definition.
No More Heroes is a great game full of fun characters and humour and fun gameplay. You should all buy it and play it. The end.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go really quickly. I'm going to do a super violent game too. I'm going to go Resident Evil 4 for the Nintendo GameCube.
Ooh.
Resident Evil 4 is freaking good. Like, I know some people don't like it, but those people are like, they just don't really belong in society.
Resident Evil 4 was my first Resident Evil game. I thought it was amazing.
It is amazing, and it was my first one too. And all those haters out there who are like, "Oh, it's not as good because it's not as survival horror-y as the first one or the second."
That's why I liked it.
I mean, yeah, I felt like it struck the perfect blend. Like, as someone who doesn't adore survival horror games, like I like them a lot, and I really like Resident Evil Revelations.
I like that game, Resident Evil 4, because it's a little further into the game, but there's a monster that shuffles towards you extremely slowly.
Oh, God. I know.
I think you already know what I'm talking about.
The regenerator with the breathing?
The regenerator. And it's probably one of the most terrifying experiences in that game.
I can't think of...
I'm trapped in a fridge.
Must find weird card key thing.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Yeah,
that game was really good. And the Wii version, too.
Yeah, if you scare easily, Resident Evil 4 is probably not for you. Like... It's a pretty freaky game.
I like horror. I actually own Resident Evil 4 on the Wii. I'll play it one day, like everything else. I swear.
Wait, you haven't played Resident Evil 4?
No.
That's almost as bad as Hex not playing Metroid Prime. Come on, man.
But not as bad. Let us be serial.
Not as bad, but it's pretty bad. Okay, so my second pick for this round is what the heck? I'll just do it. It's Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask 3D for the Nintendo 3DS. I've already talked about a bunch of
Let's
times.
Let's just skip this one. We have a whole podcast where we go on about it. We don't have much time.
Yeah. So I mean, we all know our opinions. This game's awesome. Okay, so next, Nick, you go again, or no, Chris? I don't know.
Me. Let's see. I'm going to pick F-Zero GX for the GameCube.
Guess I can't pick that now.
Yeah, I was thinking about Nick if he was going to choose it, but I'm just looking at my list and I picked it. So F-Zero GX is probably like my favorite racing game of all time. It's a very good.
Hard.
I've never done the Chapter 9 with the little ghost race or something, whatever it was.
I beat like 1 or 2 levels on the maximum difficulty, and then just stopped playing.
It's too much. But the game is so much fun.
Did you guys ever? This is completely unrelated, but did you guys ever beat Champions Road on Super Mario 3D World?
Yes.
Yes.
No, I haven't gotten there.
Nick,
yet.
you never beat it? Oh man.
I was Rosalina.
It may not be worth.
I did it with Mario.
I think it took me.
I watched a Let's Play. Yeah, it's definitely not worth it.
I think it took me 3 hours, and I think I did it as Peach.
I did Mario. Oh, but I died so many times at that. Jeez.
Yeah, I was Rosalina. One of my friends was Luigi, and the other was.
So are we talking about F-Zero or 3D World?
Well, just to be clear, we're probably going to nominate 3D World.
Whoa.
I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea.
F-Zero GX.
Is it on anyone's list?
I'm trying to tie it back to something that I understand, and F-Zero is not something that I've ever understood, so that's just me.
Let's just go on.
F-Zero GX, best racing game ever. Next.
Okay. Chrono Trigger.
Nice. I knew it was only a matter of time.
Do I even need to talk about it? Really?
No, not really. It's awesome.
Well, it's generally considered one of the best RPGs of all time, but I've never played it, so...
We mentioned earlier that, or I did, that I'd put Paper Mario 1000 Year Door up against any RPG, and this is one of the ones that it would probably lose to.
Chrono Trigger is it's probably the first game I played that heavily featured time travel, and I really loved it for that, with how it approached it.
Dig it.
And that's all I have to say.
It's a great game.
Man, the Super Nintendo had a lot of good RPGs on it, didn't it? A lot of good RPGs.
Yeah.
Square.
Yeah. Square did like all of them. Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger, Paper Mario, or not Paper Mario. Whatever.
Well, they did the Mario RPG.
Yeah, that's what I was... Yeah.
So, yeah. Next.
Donkey Kong RPG.
Sure.
It didn't get released, so. Zyber.
Okay, so I will pick Age of Empires 2 for the PC, I guess. Computer.
For the computer.
Is that a real-time strategy or something?
Computer. Play Age of Empires 2.
Yeah, it's RTS.
I've played maybe like 2 RTSs my whole life.
This is pretty much what I grew up on my PS1 and Age of Empires.
You poor guy, you grew up with Age of Empires and Shrek 2, and you didn't even get to play great games like Metroid Prime or Majora's Mask. It's terrible.
I just said I didn't play Age of Empires, but that's not true. Turns out I own it, and I have played it a few times, but I forgot.
It's awesome. I'm not that fond of playing against people. I prefer mostly just playing through the campaigns.
I have the HD one that my sister had me get it when it came out.
But recently I've been playing with my dad and my brother-in-law and such, and it's really fun. Just building up an army and killing people.
That is always fun.
You can do the same thing in Odama for the GameCube.
Yeah, but that requires a GameCube.
But with a pinball.
Yeah. That game.
I can't believe I just referenced that. People are gonna think I'm like a genius that knows like every Nintendo game ever made.
No, you're just a weirdo that knows.
Yeah, I'm just a weirdo that knows. Yeah, you're spot on.
It hasn't finished Earthbound yet.
Look, I'm working on it. Okay. Your turn again.
Okay, my next game.
Are you gonna nominate Earthbound?
No, I already nominated Mother 3.
Wait, so you're not gonna nominate Earthbound?
No.
Wow.
My icon is Lucas, not Ness.
Ooh.
Good point.
You just got wrecked.
I don't even know how to respond.
Wait, so what game were you nominating? I thought you started to say it.
Oh yeah, I'm going to nominate Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal for the PS2.
I've played that amazingly. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's the third game, and I think, just like Crash Bandicoot, the third one there is just had the best refinement of all the gameplay aspects.
Third is not the
I remember being
turd.
incredibly impressed by the animation in that game.
It is really amazing. Like, I can easily understand how they're going to make a movie out of Ratchet and Clank, especially since they're just using the graphics from the games.
One day I'll get to Ratchet and Clank because I love character platformers. Like I love Jak and Daxter, I love Mario, I love
Ratchet and Clank is worth it.
Yeah,
it is a great combination of platforming and
that's another reason why I want a PS3 is to get the HD collection and all that jazz.
Yeah, I'm gonna go buy that right after our podcast.
Yeah, I think
it has great humor with it.
Humor's always appreciated. I love humor in games.
Yes,
I like when games don't take themselves too seriously, but are also not like a complete parody of themselves, like Sonic Boom. we got our Sonic hate into the episode, so we've now hit our quota. We talked about Majora's Mask, Sonic. What was the other thing? The other thing that we always say on this show?
Love retirement homes?
No, not that. I think Chris just choked on this. Something.
Splatoon.
Oh, Splatoon. Yeah, okay. I'm going to preemptively nominate Splatoon.
Best game of the year.
Isn't it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn, Nick.
This is technically not one game, but it was designed to be one game, and I know Chris.
Oh, I know. I was going to say this. God damn it.
Sonic 3 Knuckles.
Bummer for
Sonic
you.
What?
Okay, so for all the Sonic haters, there are good Sonic games like this one.
So Sonic 3, just it development on that game basically was not going as fast as they needed it to, so they released Sonic 3 in an unfinished state, and then they released Sonic and Knuckles with that special lock-on technology.
Well, that's funny because that sounds like what they did with Sonic Boom, but with
the difference here is that Sonic 3, for the most part, I mean, there's some people that don't like it, was a very well received game that was good. And Sonic and Knuckles made it better, and it made Sonic 2 better.
It was always meant to be one
Sonic
game.
Sonic Boom was more like, it really was. Because if you even go into like the level select cheat menu, you can see images from Sonic and Knuckles in Sonic 3. And all sorts of stuff. I love that game. I had it on Genesis, and then my parents made me give my Genesis to my cousins who broke it.
Ouch.
And then I got it for PC, but the PC had weird music that wasn't the original music. And then now there's the GameCube collection, and that's just awesome.
Yeah, I have Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles on the Virtual Console on the Wii, and you can lock them on. Oh Jesus! Motorbike outside my house.
Your stomach is growling.
Are you not? Is this your way of nominating Motorstorm?
No. Oh yes, my turn.
Okay, so yeah, that's all I have to say about Sonic 3 and Knuckles, just so we can keep moving.
I forgot. I nominated F-Zero GX last time. Do I think that's my favorite game of all time? Well, my favorite racing game of all time. Oh wait, I need to turn the volume up. Wait.
We couldn't hear it.
Volume. Yes. Oh, I botched that. I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay. I think people got the heart of the joke anyway.
Okay, F-Zero GX is great.
They're probably a weak smile type of situation.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick Mortal Kombat
Monopoly.
for the Mortal Kombat that was released in 2011 for Xbox 360, PS3, PC.
So the reboot.
Basically, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Basically, the first good Mortal Kombat since Mortal Kombat 2.
Whoa.
I liked the
Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3
when it came out.
Deception. Jeez.
I'll be honest with you. If I played every Mortal Kombat game, I don't know. Like I haven't played them all, but they just.
Yes. Well, anyway, Mortal Kombat 9 is my favorite personal Mortal Kombat game. Nice combo system. People moan about like the Dawa combo thing, but whatever. I like it. It brought back characters in a new way. Reimagining of the original story. It's just a fun game, basically. I love Mortal Kombat.
Have you played Mortal Wombat?
No. Moving on.
Shay.
I'm going to go with Kingdom Hearts for PlayStation 2.
Good, I don't have to do it then.
And this is an interesting one for me because I think I'm the only person in the world who loves the first Kingdom Hearts, like adores the first Kingdom Hearts game, and then hates all the other ones.
Didn't have a PS2 yet, actually, when it came out.
What was that?
I have not played that one. Played a little bit of 2.
I played a little.
I just like it.
Go get it.
There's a little nostalgia talking here for me, just because Kingdom Hearts was the first like kind of action RPG that I played, and I've never even like been really super into Disney. I just like the way that everything sort of came together for that game, story wise. Like the story wasn't a complete mess.
Well, Disney worlds lend themselves well to merging like that.
Right, exactly.
Part of it.
Have you guys read like the Pixar theory?
Yep.
Let's not get into that. It's completely. It's half of that theory is, and then these things turned into these things. There's only a couple parts of it.
I'm not a fan of it either, to be honest with you. Like
there's a couple cool things.
Some of my friends have tried to convince me.
One of them, the only theory that you need is they're all in different universes. Maybe some of them aren't, but all of the movies together, like what? I don't know,
man.
Oh, there's a Sully doll on the wall in Brave, and like Brave is even a relevant movie because it's so awful. Okay.
There is one. Yeah, I won't go into too much. It's kind of interesting, but at the same time, yeah, it's a little far-fetched.
So Kingdom Hearts, it's awesome. And then what am I gonna do now? Well, I don't have that many more choices left. I only have, I think, 3 more.
You have a list of 40 to pick from.
I know I do, but I didn't eliminate them down early on, and I just don't know what I want to do. I'm just gonna go ahead and do Paper Mario right now. I talked about it at the beginning of the show, so I'm just gonna do Paper Mario. I'm gonna do Paper Mario now, and then I'll come back with my final picks after everyone else has made theirs.
Okay.
My turn, I guess. Let's see. I'm going to nominate Halo Reach for the 360. That was like
Wait. You hear that? That's the sound of a bunch of people sighing.
Yeah, that's my favorite Halo.
Oh no, that was just me.
I loved Halo Reach. It was like my first real Halo game, and I played it with my friends online and did custom games.
Fake Halo game.
Wow.
Hello.
I played Halo 3 before, but I didn't have Xbox Live at the time, so I didn't really play online. But Halo Reach I did, and I was like, holy moly,
Did you play
online.
Infection?
My connection was alright.
No, did you play Infection?
Oh, yes, that was fun. That was always fun.
That's like the best part of that game.
My favourite was always Big Team Battle, because you could go in a Warthog and run people over, or a Ghost. I like riding in Ghosts. Those are fun. But yeah, Halo Reach.
I went to Chicago Comic-Con one time and played Infection with a group of people, and it was amazing. I killed them all.
Wow, check you out. I also like to say, like with Halo campaigns, people are like, oh my god, this campaign is so amazing. And I'm just like, yeah, that was fun, I guess. But I just play online, really. I wanted to get the Master Chief Collection, but apparently that's buggy, but apparently they fixed it now, but I can't afford an Xbox One. And I'm just rambling on, so let's move on.
Moving on. Nick.
Does that mean it's my pick?
Yep.
Oh, I'm not ready for this. You know what? Kirby's, and I forget if it's Kirby or Kirby's, but Superstar.
I think it's Kirby Superstar. I could be wrong. But
in any case, I love that game. And I mean, whether I'm talking about the Super Nintendo one or the DS Ultra, it doesn't really make a difference. They're pretty much... The new one has a few more things, but...
Yeah, I own the DS one. That game
is... I just remember the Revenge of Meta Knight and being introduced to Meta Knight, and that was the coolest thing.
Oh, yeah.
When it was in 1996 or whenever the game came out.
You know, Nick, I'm looking at your picks right now, and like all of them are from the same era, except for Star Wars. Like they're all Super Nintendo, Genesis, Game Boy.
No, they're not. Tropical Freeze was recent.
Tropical Freeze, that's at the beginning. I'm just like, you're like your last few picks, like your last 3 or 4. It's interesting.
Yeah.
That's it. I thought it was interesting. Zyabert, it's come down to you and your final 2 picks.
I know, it's so hard.
It does get really hard because I'm looking at my list. I'm like, oh crap, I've got so many. And we'll talk about ones that we had to leave off in a minute.
I'm so glad someone picked Kingdom Hearts and Halo Reach so I didn't have to pick them. I think I'll have to go with Ape Escape for the PS1 because people need to know about its existence.
I made a joke about Ape Escape last week, so I'm not going to make the same joke.
That's good.
Did we mention Ape Escape?
I don't remember.
It's set in a zoo, not a prison.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah.
By the way, that show Prison Break, I don't even get the concept. Like, it's called Prison Break, but how many times are they breaking out of the prison? Like, do they break out every episode? Because that's kind of like, don't you think people would figure it out?
It's a season long.
Oh, it's just those guys that are trying to break out again.
I'm gonna come back.
We'll get them in 20 minutes.
Anyways, Ape Escape is...
you got us this time. Back to yourself.
Yeah, I always thought that.
Ape Escape is just a really fun 3D platformer that utilizes a bunch of tools to catch monkeys and avoid enemies and attack enemies. And it's a lot of fun.
So it's like real life in that sense.
What? Okay.
I don't know.
All right. Go. One more. Last one, Zyber.
Last Melon.
Okay.
Nice Yoshi story reference.
I guess I should stop picking PlayStation games.
Pick a Nintendo
Go with
game.
your heart.
Okay.
Be a fanboy like the rest of us.
Candyland.
Monopoly.
They never made a. I don't think. Did they ever make a Candyland video game?
The hell is Candyland?
I think
Probably.
Candyland would make a
British
really good like.
person.
I think it would make a really good like dark gritty movie where you told this like super dark story about how
Like the Candyman?
about how Lord Licorice was like a real jerk and like stole all of Plumpy's fruit. I don't know.
You know, let's. So what's your pick?
Candyland, obviously.
last
No. My pick will be Elite Beat Agents for the DS.
Yeah, there you go.
A Nintendo game that Shay likes.
So basically, that's the same as Candyland.
Yes. Elite Beat
Yes.
Agents is Candyland, but with dancing people in suits, saving
on
people's
crack.
lives with music.
Okay.
And this is why
You're
rhythm games are still
something in
awesome.
my life. You're the inspiration.
Wow.
Okay, go click the dislike button.
No, click like, because then Shay will sing again to get more likes.
Yeah, I'll sing. We'll sing for likes.
We can finally
I'll do
have
it.
our musical podcast.
Oh my gosh, Cyber wants to do this musical podcast. It's just gonna be a mess. That and the backlog episode is never gonna happen.
What about
Okay,
the April
Nick.
Fool's podcast?
Nick, your final pick.
Oh,
Nick's
no.
final pick.
Oh, I missed.
Do I stay in the same era and steal a pick from someone else that might be doing
Don't
that?
know.
Do it.
I
Do it.
will. Super Metroid.
Ooh.
I am so happy that I don't have to get blamed for leaving Super Metroid off the list.
I was going to choose a different Metroid game.
Fusion?
Maybe.
Oh crap! I just realized I only have one pick left. I thought I had two. Oh no,
Nope, just
oh,
one.
This is,
Yeah,
oh,
I thought I had
crap.
2 left as well.
I'm not even going to talk about Super Metroid since they're, re-releasing it in HD next
What?
week.
That's new Super Metroid Prime or whatever I called it.
New Super Metroid Prime Brothers HD remix. What?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
So, Chris, I think you're on, right?
Okay.
Last please make it a good game for once.
Oh, all my other games have been rubbish, have they?
Yes.
Ever since Red
Road Rash.
Dead, it's just been downhill.
Road Rash 3.
Road Rash 64 is the best Road Rash.
I don't know what to pick, man.
Road Rash 3.
The fog
Yes.
is amazing in 4-player mode. You can't see anything.
Like the movie?
Yeah, no, not like the movie. Well, kind of. It was just as it just made.
Little known fact that that game is a sequel to Superman 64. Or prequel. I don't know which
Wow.
one came out first.
So what is Chris's pick?
I'm still deciding, man. I'm not going to go with Fusion.
Come on, man. We've been vamping on nonsense for like minutes to let you guys decide, and we're just.
I'm just going to go with my favorite Mario Kart, which is Mario Kart 64.
Mario Kart.
It is my favorite Mario Kart.
Okay.
You have hurt me. You have hurt me to the depths of my soul.
That's
Thank
an
you,
excellent
Nick.
Than
choice.
DS.
But now I'd feel guilty for adding the game that I wanted to add.
I find Mario Kart 64 my favorite. I was playing it the other day and I was like, wow, this is like really fun to handle. I don't know why, but I like...
There's so many things about it that are hilarious
Yeah.
and corner cutting, like the fact that in 4-player mode there's no
yeah.
music.
I
memory
forgot about that.
constraints.
Like, and the crabs on the beach are sprites, so they're always facing you, no matter what, because they're not 3D.
That game came out in what, 1997?
Something like that.
It's amazing. It's amazing
like
how
that,
well Nintendo games still hold up, even ones from that like really super early era of 3D.
I like the glitches in those games. Like in the Donkey Kong level, you can drive through a wall
Oh, yeah.
and fall into the water, but because of where you fall, Lakitu resets you behind the finish line. So you
These
just
are not
laugh.
reasons why it's my favorite game, because it's glitchy.
I love those.
It has some of my favorite tracks in this series, and I love how it handles. I grew up with it and all that business. It's my favorite Mario Kart, so I'm gonna nominate it. Mario Kart 64.
Okay. So, I was going to do Mario Kart 8, but now I can't. Or at least I don't feel like
I was
can.
gonna do Metroid Fusion, but then 2 other Metroid games got nominated, and I thought I'd change it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
Fusion doesn't need to
so
be
I
on
just
this
noticed
list.
something really just terrible and awful.
What?
Ocarina of Time and Super Mario 64 are both not on this list. As is not. Also, A Link to the Past is not on the list.
Uh-oh.
Also, Super Mario World is not on the
I
list.
think
And
Choose
I don't
one
think
then.
we need
no.
to include those games by default every time.
I know, but the point is I have to pick one of them.
Well, we have
'cause they're all
Majora's
my-
Mask.
Well, Mario World 2 is on the list. Do we really need another game from? And Mario.
Is there a
There's
lot of Mario? I mean, Mario Party.
Mario Party, Mario Kart, Mario.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe there's not.
See, I'm in a
Paper
difficult
Mario.
position because everyone's going to hate me now because, like, no matter what I pick, because their game is getting left off. If their game is A Link to the Past, it's going away. It's not getting.
That's okay.
put
A
on
Link to the
list.
Past is basically the same as Kingdom Hearts.
I could do something horrible.
Exactly. It's amazing.
What?
I nearly picked Super Mario Galaxy 2, but I
I-
didn't.
I can't believe Putt Putt Goes to the Moon is not on this list.
How about went to the moon?
That was the one I played.
I only had the
Okay.
one where he went to the
Okay.
zoo.
What's your game?
I'm gonna pick Pajama Sam and the Nightmare and no.
Yes. Yes.
I can't remember what that game's called. I am going to pick The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time for Nintendo 64. Sucker.
Ugh.
How dare you pick one of the most biggest
Everyone's
games
so
ever?
right.
You know what? 15 years ago, nobody would have said that when you're making a list of best games.
I would
they're
have.
that game. No, you
Because it
wouldn't
was the
have.
year
I didn't buy it
2000,
back
15
then.
years
Yeah, because
ago.
you were like-
and Ocarina
you
of
were like
Time
2
was
years
2 years old.
I was 2 years old 15 years ago.
You were as old as that game. Yeah, you were like 13. You don't even know what a good game is. All your games are like games nobody's heard of in Shrek 2.
Wait, Chris heard of
Come
Shrek
on.
2?
Yeah, I played it when I was younger.
I don't think that's your best point of. Okay. So anyway, I'm going with the Nintendo 64 version just because more of nostalgia.
You know, if you
more
leave out
nostalgia for
3D,
that
it's
than the-
assumed it's the N64 version. The others all have.
I know. I'm
different
just.
titles,
I'm
Or the
making sure.
GameCube version.
I'm making
Which
sure that
is
everybody
called-
knows. Okay.
which is called something else.
The Master Quest. Actually, Master Quest is a pretty decent.
Yeah,
I'm
its
gonna. I'm
own
just gonna go with the
game.
original.
It'll go
More
for the
more
just to get
nostalgia.
it.
So we have now done the entire list. Go ahead and pause the show if you want. You can take a list of the full. You can take a look at the full list, which is being displayed on the screen. Hopefully, if it's not, then it's probably scrolling or something. Just so you can see what we've collected. And now we're going to begin the long, arduous process of eliminating 8 more games from the list to get down to 32. So we're going to go in order again, and we're going to each eliminate 1 game from the list.
Omni must have so much fun doing this.
Oh yeah, I feel bad. I feel bad that he's not on the episode, but he has to do all the hard work.
Hi, Omni. How are you?
Hope you're doing well, man. Hey, for the next like 15 seconds, Omni, like make the podcast what it is without you editing it, and then now everyone talk at once.
Wait, why am I talking all at the same time?
This is what the podcast sounds like when Omni doesn't do anything to it. Okay, so we now have the list. So now we're gonna eliminate 4 games, and then we're gonna get to lock some games into the tournament. So the games that have already been locked in, they cannot be removed. The first 8: Metroid Prime, Wind Waker, Shovel Knight, Beyond Good and Evil, Shadow of the Colossus, Skies of Arcadia Legends, Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door, and Metal Gear Solid. So those games cannot be removed. Everything else is fair game. Zyber, you go first. Take a game off the list.
I forgot about this one.
You weren't ready for this.
I haven't been thinking of this.
I'm so scared now.
Well, I know what I'm gonna pick.
This part of the podcast is the hour and a half mark.
It really it's not an hour and a half.
It's only been 1
we've only
hour.
No. It's only been about an hour and 5 or
well,
something.
Hour and 6 minutes.
in viewer time, yes.
In real time,
In
yes.
viewer time, it's an hour.
But
Longest episode.
I'm
I'll
just
go
talking to kill
with-
time.
well, if you're not having fun, you can just leave, and I'll just eliminate
No,
games
I wasn't
for you.
complaining. I was just filling space while he thought of his answer.
I'll get
Okay,
rid of.
okay, I
well,
got
you didn't,
this. I got this.
You didn't put 4 swords on the list.
Everyone
so.
shut up.
Okay.
I pick
Wow,
Ocarina of
that-
Time.
okay. No, you don't. Are you freaking kidding me?
That's
Not
Wow.
sure
I
if
support
serious.
this.
Wow.
Get rid of that thing.
Wow. Okay.
Shots
Fine.
are fired.
Get out of there.
Fired.
Just so you know, you're not going to be on another podcast.
We still have Majora's Mask. It's good. And Link's Awakening.
Big deal. I mean, everyone knows I love Majora's Mask more, but Ocarina of Time's in my top
Now
5
what
games,
happens?
man. That's not
We are
cool.
being
Well,
different.
well, now what happens is Nick gets to eliminate a game.
I do. Oh boy.
Yeah.
What am I going to eliminate?
Tick tock, tick tock.
This is great. This is great to listen to. We'll put some music in here.
Everyone else should start thinking of what they're going to eliminate now. So that
I
they're
already
not
know what I'm
wasting time
eliminating.
like
We should
me.
just eliminate. Let's just
A
eliminate
lemon?
all the Zelda games.
Let's just be a lemon at this point.
Oh, there's. Wait.
I can start
Never
singing
mind.
again.
You know
Is
what?
Portal not on here? Portal is not on here.
Haha, Portal didn't make the list.
gonna remove
You guys screwed up.
Red Dead
Oh my!
Redemption.
Wow. How?
Oh.
Why?
Oh, that is not cool.
I don't like it
I thought you said you didn't play
You
it.
don't
It's
like
a
it?
360 game.
because I have an unreasonable dislike of my 360 now.
That's not fair.
It.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're
Well,
right.
now you know how I feel, Chris.
Okay.
Except I'm also upset about this one. So, all right.
We're always going to be upset.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. Well,
the nature
anyway,
of nerds.
Chris, you get to eliminate one of Nick's games now. No, it can be
well-
anyone's game.
I'm gonna do something good here and eliminate Shrek 2.
No. I'm so sad.
I didn't want to be the one to do that. I felt bad.
I did. I
So
wanted to do
Shrek
that.
2,
sad.
goodbye.
So we've all had a game eliminated right now except Nick, but I actually I don't think any of Nick's games are worthy of being eliminated.
I wish I remembered what people said now.
No, I love Link's Awakening. That's a really good game.
It's true though. Like all
You know what?
Nick's games are pretty
I am
good.
gonna eliminate one of Nick's games. I'm gonna eliminate Star Wars Rogue Leader because I've never played it.
That's fine. That's the one I
And-
expected that to happen to.
Yeah. So sorry, but okay. So
Yeah.
so this I didn't expect this to happen, but we've all had a game eliminated, which means that we all now get to
Ooh.
lock a game into the tournament. It can no longer be eliminated.
Who goes first?
Well, I was planning on locking in Shrek 2, but that's not going to happen now.
okay. You are pushing
we
the
still
limit.
have to
You're
go in
pushing
order
my
though.
buttons
Who
right
goes
now.
first on locking in?
We don't have to go in order just because the games are going to be locked. But I'll just go ahead. I'm going to lock. Actually, someone
Star
who knows.
Fox
Go, 'cause I don't know.
64, yay.
It doesn't have to be one
Star
of your
Fox
games, by the way. It can be
64,
anyone's game.
yay.
Oh my gosh.
I'm locking it in, damn it.
Well, that's locked in.
Okay. All right. Fine. I'm going to lock in Elite Beat Agents.
Yay! So which one of the 8 obscure games do I have left that I should lock in?
I'm locking in
Talk
Mario
about how
World
obscure
2.
my
Yoshi's
games
Island.
are.
You're locking in Mario World, okay?
Why are we locking all these awesome games?
I don't know that one would be guaranteed votes with this list.
Well, I wouldn't vote it out.
Well, but somebody might. That's the point. We're trying to,
Chris,
confirm that
Chris
the best.
is my nemesis when it comes to Yoshi games.
I'm the opposite Yoshi lover.
Hey, he's the one that voted
So
out.
Zyber, you
Shrek.
haven't locked one, right?
Lock 1, Zyber.
No, I haven't. So hard. I guess I'll go with Ape Escape.
I was gonna eliminate it. I was gonna get rid of it.
I just thought right there, wait a second, Ape Escape.
Okay. All right.
The ape is saved.
The
So
ape
should
has
Bagel do
escaped.
something then?
Escaped
Bagel,
Shay's
should you
wrath.
delete one now, I guess.
Yeah, no, so now I get to delete a game from the list. And I'm going to get rid of Mortal Kombat for
Ah,
Xbox 360.
What have
Sorry,
you guys
Chris.
got against me?
I am not feeling the Mortal Kombat vibe.
It's a
in
360
general.
game.
I'm gonna finish you for this.
Stop!
Just like Nick.
I love my 360. I love all the games
I
I,
know.
have on my 360.
Shay, I'm gonna perform a brutality
Except
on you.
Gears 2. Except Gears 2. Don't love that. All right. So what's your brutality? You getting rid of, Resident
I'm
Evil
gonna
4?
kill you,
Probably are.
basically. That is what I'm doing.
Get rid of Fall. So you're gonna get rid of Majora's Mask?
Oh no! I know what you're gonna do. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I don't
Chris.
know what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do Majora's Mask because I
Oh.
love that game.
Okay.
Tell him.
No,
Tell
that
him
wasn't
what you
what.
think
That
he's
wasn't the
gonna
one I was
do.
worried about. I should have locked in a different game.
What should I get rid of? I wish I remembered what people
Oh,
said
crap.
now.
Yes, Bagel. What game should he get rid of?
No, it's not gonna get rid of. I don't know. Halo Reach.
No.
Get rid of your own game.
I'm just looking through the list.
Get rid of Fallout
This is
3.
so.
It's a
This is so
360
stressful.
game.
We should have some nice tense music.
I literally cannot remember what anyone said.
Dun-na.
I'll get rid of Ico because I don't know what that game is.
Dun-na-na-na-na-na.
You also don't know how to pronounce
Yeah.
it. Apparently,
I mean, you don't have to pronounce
that's a
it.
shame.
Seriously? I didn't think anyone would think of deleting
Well,
that.
I've never even played, and I wouldn't have
Do
thought
I
of
have to
deleting it
delete
just 'cause
another game now?
Yeah, you have to delete one more, and then
I
Zyber
just saw it and
deletes all.
deleted it. I'm
man.
sorry.
Halo Reach.
Oh, for God's sake!
Oh,
Why me?
Wow.
Should I get rid of Fallout 3 now so there's no 360 games?
Is that really the only one left?
Don't do that. That's
Yes.
I wanted to nominate BioShock, but it didn't fit in with my plan, and it just didn't
Your
end up
master
ever getting
plan.
nominated. So sorry, BioShock fans. I love
Well,
BioShock.
sorry, BioShock.
If I would have done it, it would have been for
Another
the
guy.
PC.
If I had finished
Or
Infinite, I
computer
could have nominated
system.
that, but I haven't finished.
Guys, deleting all my frigging games. Why?
Sorry, Chris.
Okay,
you should
what-
pick better games.
Wait, Chris,
No.
should I get rid of next?
Stop it,
Mario Kart 64.
please.
Do you only have like 4 games left?
I see 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my gosh. No, 5. Chris
There's
has 5
3
games
other
left.
people to
So,
choose from.
Accounting the locked one.
All about the content, man.
Chris, I'm pretty mad at you. You deleted 2 of my games.
Just pick something.
This is feud worthy.
I am freaking terrified right now.
Say goodbye
I don't want
to
my game to be gone.
Oh man, I don't know what games yours would be deleted, Shay, except maybe Mario Party.
I'll get rid of
Oh my
No More
Jesus.
Heroes.
Oh,
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Chris, I'm sorry.
Because I'm
I
not going
can
to be
breathe a sigh of
totally
relief.
evil. I'm not going to get rid of
Mario
F-Zero. I'll get rid of No More Heroes instead.
You guys are mean.
So, Chris, do you really think that
Shrek 2.
Do you really think that No
It's
More
a
Heroes
great
had a chance
game.
to win this tournament? Let's be honest. I know it's great, but do you think it
Maybe,
had a
not
chance
really.
to win? I feel like a lot of the games left stand a chance.
Said Mario Kart 64.
There's no
And
real
F-Zero.
I don't feel like there's really a
And
clear-cut
Okami.
winner just looking at this list, which is nice because usually you end up with a list of Super Mario 64, Ocarina of Time. So it's kind of nice that Ocarina is not in this tournament actually. So
Oh yeah.
I guess I'm okay with it.
You're welcome.
Silver lining.
So the final list of 32 is just gonna go ahead and read it out. Metroid Prime, Wind Waker, Shovel Knight, Beyond Good and Evil, Shadow of the Colossus, Skies of Arcadia Legends, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, Metal Gear Solid, Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, that's 10. Mother 3, Star Fox 64, Mario Party, Fallout 3, Okami, Link's Awakening DX, Crash Bandicoot Warp, Super Mario 2, Yoshi's Island, Resident Evil 4, Majora's Mask 3D, that's 20. F-Zero GX, Chrono Trigger, Age of Empires 2, Ratchet and Clank, Up Your Arsenal, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Kingdom Hearts, Paper Mario, Kirby Superstar, Ape Escape, Elite Beat Agents, Super Metroid, Mario Kart 64. I believe that is 32.
Well,
Is anybody counting?
you've numbered them weirdly,
was 32.
but
Okay.
yeah.
No,
There-
he's
oh,
been
okay.
deleting them. That's why the numbers are like
Yeah, I couldn't renumber them on the list.
I'm surprised the numbers don't.
I only
fix
just
themselves.
recently found
Not an
this list,
actual
by the way. I've been
Superman
looking
type.
at the top.
That's true.
Oh, really? So let's talk about games that we had to leave off for one reason or another. Games you feel like probably should have made the list but just couldn't for some reason.
Should I just go through my other part of the 40 list?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you don't have to mention everything, but we've already kind of established this is kind of a lengthy podcast, so I'm okay with it. So just take your time.
The other movie-based game I was going to do was A Bug's Life for the PS1.
Now that would have been a very something
That's
choice.
a game
Like,
that is living exclusively off the fumes of nostalgia.
yeah. You haven't played that in a while, have you?
No, I played it like last year.
I
was
imagine
awesome.
it holds
It was
up
still
as
good.
well as you'd expect it to.
100%
but
at
I'm-
it.
I remember playing that
skeptical
game for
that
about 5 minutes when I was younger. I didn't know what to do, and I stopped
This
playing.
is a recurring theme with you with these games.
The only thing I can remember about that game is like the caterpillar saying, "It's okay, you can jump on my tummy."
Wow.
The German, yeah.
Yes.
Things that
And-
didn't get put on here,
That tummy.
Pokemon in any aspect at all.
Oh wow, yeah. No
because I
Pokemon
feel
game.
like it just doesn't need recognition at all. And then my
I also
favorite
really wanted
series,
to
the
put Cave Story.
Tales of series, Fantasia, Symphonia. Most people know Symphonia from GameCube. There's a bunch in the series.
So I didn't get Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, that was
on the
one of my
list.
40 as well.
We didn't get any Pikmin games, even though I had all 3 on my list of games to potentially nominate.
No Borderlands.
I left Mario 3 off, which I don't usually do.
Oh yeah, Mario 3 didn't make it. People are going to be upset about that one.
I don't know. There's some
No
games
Final
where I
Fantasy,
recognize
but I'm
them so
probably
many
the only one that's
times.
played it.
just
I
don't
didn't nominate Super Mario Galaxy 2, which is probably like one of my favorite Mario games. So, whoops.
Worms 2. Worms 2
is
is one of my
very
favorite
fun.
games.
Kirby Air Ride.
Kirby Air Ride would have been interesting. Yeah, I like that game.
TF2.
Grand Theft Auto games. No
Well,
Grand Theft Auto game made it.
I nominated Red Dead Redemption, which is the same developer, but
Somebody had to ruin it for
Yeah,
everybody.
what a jerk.
Yeah, Zyber, thanks.
Hey, we all voted for Chris. He only
I have
has
nothing.
half his games left.
I didn't bother suggesting Halo Reach because it wasn't on my list.
I just wanted to be
then you
different
got
and
rid of it.
suggest a Halo game.
Fire Emblem
Oh,
was
Rayman
totally
Legends.
absent. Awakening.
Oh yeah, no Fire Emblem Awakening. I thought Chris.
Yeah,
I
I guess
you
they
mentioned
nearly
Fire
did.
Emblem Awakening.
But I guess not.
For PC games, I didn't suggest any of my PC games, I don't think. Team Fortress 2, Portal 2.
I
I
thought
thought you were
Portal
gonna
was
say
going to make an
Portal
appearance
2,
at
to
some
be
point. I'm
honest.
shocked that it didn't, honestly.
Portal and Rayman, I was sad. I forgot to pick Rayman Legends.
I was surprised that no Animal Crossing game even brought up a mention. Like, I was thinking about Animal Crossing New
It
Leaf.
didn't even cross my mind.
That does seem to be a game you just kind of forget about, just because it's like when you do something all the time,
That's what
you just
Rossetti
sort
thinks.
of it almost becomes an afterthought.
And other childhood games, I had Jack, Daxter, Sly Cooper, and Spyro that I didn't pick.
Oh yeah,
The
classic.
quintessential PlayStation childhood right there.
I love. Like I said, I love character platformers. I would have been okay with any of those.
Yeah, but I got Ratchet and Clank and Crash Bandicoot in there at least.
I wanted Rock Band 2 on the list.
Ugh.
I've only
Nobody?
played Guitar
No.
Hero.
No.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Rock Band is basically Guitar Hero, but better. So
Because there's more in a guitar.
Well, Guitar Hero added
Yeah.
all the same things. It's
Yeah, after
generally
Rock
believed to
Band-
have a
after
better
Rock Band
song
already did it.
selection and to be
Guitar Hero 3 was awesome.
Guitar Hero 3 is a freaking wank fest.
Whoa.
Yeah, British swears.
Chris, are you going to take that from
You know
him?
I'm getting serious.
Gonna have to censor this podcast now.
Skyrim did not make the list. I don't know if you guys love that game,
I've yet
but I
to
know
play
a
it.
lot of people
Skyrim.
do.
Is that a new Mario game?
The Elder Scrolls Skyrim Skyrim Sword.
Is that new Zelda game? No, that was Skyward Sword, yeah.
Yeah, Skyrim Sword.
Oh, I did want to say Metroid Fusion, but we got 2 Metroids
I
already.
would have removed it from the list.
Well,
Whoa, really?
Yeah, because I don't think it belongs on there next to Prime and Super Metroid.
Fusion's my favorite
Fusion's
Metroid.
No, I love
Metroid.
Fusion. I think it's amazing, but I wouldn't.
Well, it's my favorite, but I didn't do it because the other 2.
Have any of you guys played any Final Fantasy games?
Yeah,
I played Final
played
Fantasy
all the
VI.
Super Nintendo ones a little bit, but I never finished any.
Okay, because I had like 2 major ones and then Theatrhythm, but I didn't pick any.
Yeah, I
of
don't
them.
think Theater Rhythm would have made it.
I had Final Fantasy
That's why I
Tactics
didn't pick it.
Advance weirdly on my list briefly, but I took it off.
I've played Final Fantasy VI, but then I sort of got fatigued and stopped. RPGs aren't really for me.
I might get Tactics at some point because I can get it on tablet.
Ugh, mobile gaming.
I really want, I really
It's not
wanted
really
to put
mobile.
Cave
It's on a
Story on
tablet. I
there.
do it in my house.
Candy Crush didn't make the list. Briefly I was thinking like, oh, it would be really cool and hipster if I did this about nominating Miss Pac-Man, the arcade game.
Okay, because if you nominated Candy Crush, I would have gone rid of it so quickly.
Well, I would have nominated it first, so you would have had to have waited. Boom.
What?
So Spirit Tracks didn't make the list, which I'm upset about. I'm just kidding.
What? Oh my god! Don't even say that.
Okay, can we talk about Spirit Tracks and how I
Let's
like
not
it? Now,
ever
I
talk
think,
about Spirit Tracks.
I think Spirit
besides
Tracks
the
gets
theme.
way too much hate for what it is.
I like
know
it
what?
better than Phantom Hourglass.
Oh yeah, it's way better than Phantom
Yeah,
Hourglass.
same.
I know I finished Phantom Hourglass, but was so pained by how they handled some things that I couldn't find the strength to finish Spirit Tracks. Even though I loved the train controls, I didn't like the bomb trains too much.
Oh god, those were the worst. That was the worst part about that game, I
It
think.
felt like they didn't know how to make the game harder, so they were like, "Let's just put these in." Like it
And like
wasn't
they're
the worst
faster
thing in
than
the
you,
world.
aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just didn't feel that fun. It was difficulty without really feeling rewarding.
That was like the only issue I really had besides, well, just basic, it's a DS game kind of stuff.
And I really didn't like the whole "there's no heart pieces; it's just containers."
Yeah.
Like
That's less
felt
exploration. Yeah.
There wasn't enough places to put them, though, really.
weird. And being literally on rails, while cool, was not. It was limiting in a way that I didn't like.
It was alright.
I didn't really see much of a difference because either you're on a rail or you were drawing your own path, which just put you on a rail you made yourself, I guess.
Well, I think the idea is that, like, I like to have the freedom to just sail around randomly or change, and also I imagine I wouldn't feel as strongly if there were no bombs. If it was just train tracks with normal hazards.
Or at least easier to race against bombs.
Bombs?
Bombs?
The bomb trains.
I think that's it for major exclusions. I'm just trying to think of what franchises didn't quite make the cut.
I had Fantasy Life on here because of my 100 hours of playing it recently, but
I was tempted to do Street
I
Fighter
didn't
2,
put it because
but
I just played it.
I picked Mortal Kombat instead, and that got deleted anyway, so...
Which version of Street Fighter 2? Super Turbo Championship Edition?
I don't know. I have most memories of the GBA version, which was called like Super Street Fighter 2 Revival something. It's just Street Fighter 2 in general.
Could have had The Sims 2 in.
Metroid Prime Pinball didn't make the list.
I need to find that so badly.
It's really good. It's like I make fun of it because of what it is, but it's actually a really good game. So.
Yeah, it is. And man, I want that game again.
Like now we've talked about all these games. I'm like, man, there's just so many games that I still have to play. That I mean, there might be games next year. I mean, I'm assuming we're going to try to do this again next year because I had a lot of fun today. Like games or that
next week if we have.
Yeah, we'll do it next week. Games that we haven't quite gotten to. That I haven't quite gotten to. Alan Wake, Catherine. Mass Effect. That whole trilogy I haven't gotten to yet.
You're not going to want to wait much longer on Mass Effect.
Prince of Persia. What do you mean?
I don't know. Like you're going to want to get through at least the first game or two before too much more time passes. There's certain games that I think once too much time passes, it's just not. There's not enough motivation to go back to them.
Huh. Yeah. I mean, so just so many games out there. So again, I'd like to reiterate: if you haven't already done it, go ahead and nominate a game. Obviously, we can't use it, but nominate your game. What game would you like to see included in the tournament, and why? Intelligent, good responses are always welcome. If you have any user questions for us, we'll take those too. We're going to figure out at some point before this video is posted the seeding for the tournament. So we will give each game a value between 1 and 8, and we'll match them up accordingly. We'll try to make interesting matchups, ones that won't necessarily end in blowouts every time. And then next week's episode, we'll have at the very end a way to get involved. We'll have the straw poll link at the end of the episode, and you'll be able to vote, and it'll be open for a certain period of time. And we hope you all have fun voting and participating in Marchjora's Maskness.
Woo.
So thanks everybody for doing this. I know it was a long exercise, but I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had fun.
Except for most of my games getting deleted.
Where am I?
Cyber sounds depressing.
You took out Shrek 2.
I don't know what's happening right now. I think
podcast. I think Zyber's actually like incapable of showing emotion. Like I don't think you actually have emotions. You sound.
That's wow.
The motion.
You sound so full of emotion right now.
I'm just trying to hold back my tears from seeing Shrek 2 taken off. And
I have more tears than you.
I don't know how you can possibly complain about Shrek 2 not being on this list of the 32 best games of the ZBN. Like this is the ZBN's list of the best 32 games, and you wanted to put Shrek 2 on it. That just. I don't care.
But it's Shrek 2.
Okay. No more. I can't do any more.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to this show.
Wait, can I just say something quick?
Yeah.
Well, basically, I plug these podcasts on NintendoEnthusiast.com, or the forums, and I just wanted to do a quick shout out because I plug on there, so I figured.
Did I give you permission to do this?
No, but I'm doing it.
All right. Do you have like specific people that you want to thank?
Nah, just like Nintendo Enthusiasts, great forums.
Shout out to Mad Skills over at Nintendo Enthusiast.
Wrong website.
Close enough.
But yeah, I plug on that website, so I figured I should do a quick shout out. Thank you.
Thank you, Nintendo Enthusiast. Thank you, everybody who listens to this show. We get new subscribers every day, and it always amazes me that people are willing to listen to the stupid things that I say. And I
love lurking the comments.
Yeah,
isn't that what YouTube is for?
Yeah, I mean, we love getting comments. We love our listeners because you guys are really, really dedicated to like actually listening to every episode every week. Like I see the same people commenting every week. I'm like, this is cool. Like we actually have people that care about us. And I'm getting
hugs and kisses, guys.
I'm getting so sentimental right now. Just I don't know. I could say something mean if that makes you feel better.
Yeah, you're not very mean today.
Leave a stupid comment, and I'll say something stupid and sarcastic in response.
Wow.
If you guys are playing Codename Steam, let me know your thoughts on that too, because I've been playing it. I really like it. It's really fun.
Oh, look out for our new show called 8-Brit. Gonna do that one day.
Yeah.
With Cake Man.
Yeah, Cake and Chris are planning some special things.
Just gonna leave it at that.
Oh, I mentioned that I would plug Cake's other thing too. So while we're doing this incredibly longest of all time outro, Cake Man does a podcast with his friend called Bitchin' in the Kitchen. It's a very adult show, as indicated by the title. So if you're easily offended, go check it out. I mean, don't check it out.
Great. If you're offended, this is for you.
So check that out if you're into just really kind of adult humor. Humor? Is it a humor
Crude
show? Is it
humor.
like a drama? I don't really know. I've never listened to it.
It's a
It's a cooking
dramedy.
show, obviously. It's in
Yeah.
the kitchen, right?
Yeah, so it's a cooking
If
show.
you like disgusting
just a
discussions,
cooking show, really.
listen to it.
So anyway, but we are the
It's not.
ZBN podcast. We're always looking to get new content out. So hopefully you enjoyed this incredibly long episode, maybe our longest episode ever. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, leave
Props.
comments, check out everyone else's other stuff, Artsy Omni, Rush the Fort, Bitch in the Kitchen, all that stuff. And we've enjoyed having you all listening today. Enjoyed having Nick, Zyber, and Chris, and myself. Always enjoy myself. I'm Spiegel, your host. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Enjoy March.
Good night.
Enjoy Marchjora's madness.
Maskness.
Maskness.